The first tip is this.
Mhm.
Don't get caught up in the negative propaganda. Don't get caught up in the fear. Don't panic. I know what it feels like to be broke. I've been there before. I know what it feels like to think you have no options. I've been there before. I know what it feels like to have lost your job. I've been there before. But I'll tell you this, you make better long-term decisions when it's not from a place of panic, when it's not from a place of scarcity. And because I've been there before, even if you just have to borrow my faith for right now, I want you to know that you're going to be able to look back on this time with actual really fond memories, because this is the time that might force you to pivot into something you were meant to do. The second tip would be this. At the same time, you need to reduce your expenses and find a way to increase or invent new income. And what I mean by that is call up every creditor that you have, call up your landlord, call up your mortgage company, call up your car loan company. They know times are tough and they're being flexible right now. So I want you to call and negotiate either a payment deferral, right? Take some payments, get a pause, put them on the end, or negotiate that they stop the interest accrual on your credit cards and on your loans. They're doing a lot of really cool things to help people, but only the people that ask for the help. During this time, there will be more brand new products, more brand new solutions, more brand new businesses, and even for some of you, more brand new success stories and millionaires created coming out the other end because of this pressure to invent new income and to say, never again will I put myself into this type of financial situation or put it into somebody else's hands. And then number 3 would be this. Surround yourself with incredible individuals that are going to make sure that you've got all the right thoughts in place, all the right actions in place, hold you accountable to the financial goals that you're setting, hold you accountable to this new side hustle that you're starting, and make sure that they're in your corner.
So the number one thing for me is to remember that it's going to pass. And every single thing on this planet that happens has a beginning and an end. And in hindsight, we have a story. And it's always like this, no matter what we're going through, whether it's a lockdown or just a hard time in life, there's going to be an end. And after the end, there's going to be a story. So what's the story going to be? And really living this lockdown in a way that's like, how do I want to tell the story of this in hindsight? That's really helped me go next level during this time. Number 2 is remembering that everyone is going through it. So a lot of times we feel embarrassed about how we're dealing with it and we're getting really upset by it. Like in my human design, am a person who does not like rules. And I love freedom. I live for freedom. The whole reason I built my business is so I could be completely free. And this is like, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. And all the plans changed. And my sacral authority was like, I don't like the rules. Just remembering everyone's going through it. And there's no shame in being disappointed. There's no shame in being upset. And it may have set your plans backwards. Like my wedding is in October. I don't know if I'm going to get married. And it's hard, but everyone's going through it. And in a time where we're more apart than we ever have been, we're actually closer because for the first time, everyone is experiencing the same problem. And that's actually quite an incredible thing. And number 3 is just to remember that in every high and low in our life, we can make incredible things happen. And this lockdown is really difficult in the moment, but in hindsight, as I said before, it's going to be a story and it's going to be a moment to look back on and say, I learned XYZ. In life, we make memories and we learn lessons. And this is a big lesson for a lot of people. When I think back at how many things I have learned during this hard time, it's been worth every minute of what I haven't been able to have. And if I look back at every difficulty I've ever been through in my life, it always comes back to the same thing. There's things that are hard in life and there's things that are incredible. And when we leave this planet, we leave with memories of what was great and lessons of what was hard. And if you've learned even one lesson in this lockdown, then you've come out a winner. No matter how hard it is and no matter what it cost you, if your life changed even just a little bit through this, then you came out a winner.
One of the most basic things we can do right now to strengthen our immune system, to just really stay in balance, which is so important when the world's really going through this chaotic phase, is just sleep properly. Okay, number 2, I think is probably something a lot of people will mention, but it gets mentioned a lot because it's super important, and it's meditation. So it's taking that rest again to the next level. And here, instead of resting the body, you get to rest your mind. So if we're sleeping well and we're meditating, we're going a long way to maintaining our own center. And number 3, tune out, unsubscribe to everything right now. We just don't need to be knowing statistics. We don't need to be seeing what's happening. Because number one, we don't even know if the data is real. We don't even know if it's accurate. We don't know where it's coming from. We don't know what the agenda is. So why are we tuning into it and letting it influence our entire world, and really going deep with them, doing FaceTimes, having deeper connections with people that you don't get to speak to a lot. You know, just finding different ways to connect with other people and within yourself as well.
One is self-responsibility. So take some time to get quiet, understand what's going on with you. Why are you getting so triggered? Are there certain things that are coming up for you that you haven't, felt before? Because it's really normal, because our foundation has been shook to a, and that's going to bring up a lot for you. 2, schedule in alone time. Make sure you're not constantly on top of each other all the time. It's going to really help if you can take some time to nurture yourself, give yourself some love, fill your own cup. I mean, that's how you're going to be able to, show up in your relationship, and you're not going to be, sending daggers to your partner all the time. 3, I think it's really important for couples to have date nights. Like, I know that we can't go out and we can't go to our favorite restaurants, but that doesn't mean that you can't have your own meal here. A lot of places are doing to go. So you can, cook that together here at the house. You can play some music, you can dress up, put on some lingerie, and really play it up. Have some fun with your partner. Take this time to explore each other sexually and have the hard conversations that you haven't had, to really understand what you truly want in the bedroom, what you really desire, and what are the things that your partner does that you really love.
So the first thing is do your inner work. We have to do our inner work. Now is the time. Any time we're presented with a change in our environment, or a change in our behavior, or change in our circumstances, where we have space to reflect on who we are, who we've been, and where we're going in a different way, it really is an opportunity to do that deeper inner work and get clarity on who we want to be in the world, and maybe make some big changes or small changes in the way that we're being. Number 2, I would say it's a really important time to be moving your body. It's really important that you're releasing dopamine. Your healthy hormones are moving through your body. So maybe it's dancing, maybe it's not just moving your body, but you're engaging in some fitness activity that elevates your heart rate, that challenges you physically, and that helps you overcome some challenges, because that in and of itself is super healthy as well. It gives you a very real reference point that you're capable and able to move through different challenges, which has a carry-on effect to dealing with uncertainty like we're facing now. So move your body. It's just really important. You'll feel better and you'll feel more grounded and connected. Point number 3, and this is actually specific to relationship. So if you are cohabitating with someone, you're quote unquote stuck with someone, I hope that you don't see it that way, that you're stuck, but ask each other 5 meaningful questions every day. Get to know each other at a deeper level. So this is if you're with your children, if you're with your partner, if you're in a family dynamic, that really helps that we can be asking ourselves meaningful questions and asking each other meaningful questions and sharing in that way. And guess what? If you're living by yourself and you don't have that family dynamic, jump on Zoom, jump on FaceTime, share, ask those questions with friends or a family member or someone that's important to your life, to help you just to know more about the people in your life that matter, and also to have honest and earnest reflections about who you are in the world too.
One of the biggest things is non-judgment. So it's important to know that, you're going to have a great day and horrible days and confusion and clarity, and it's going to be all over the board, especially in any transitional time. And we're collectively going through a transition right now. So that's to be expected. It's just important that you don't judge yourself in that, so you can allow yourself to navigate it a lot more smoothly. Making sure that you're actually breathing deep, because we're not, in quarantine, we're just kind of sitting alone. So making sure you're doing something to get your blood flowing every single day, whether that's stretching, whether it's yoga, doing some workouts or something. Deep breathing and literally just returning to breath work is really important. And then also doing something to create every single day. So whether that's art or music or poetry or maybe starting a business, whatever it is that you want to create, you got to be in that creative space, because so many people are looking for motivation, and motivation's very fleeting, especially in a time like this where there's just so much mundaneness. And you actually want inspiration, which is a lot longer lasting, and you get that by being in a space of creation.
So step 1 is to surround yourself with people who are positive, who are optimistic, who are finding the way forward, who have that inner certainty, right? So if you're around people who are fearful, who are afraid, that's the number one thing you can do, is just change who you're around, and you'll start to become like them. Number 2 is you have to find a way to quiet your mind, right? That mind, that chatter, that's going to bring up fear. And so it's really important to go back into your meditation practices, whatever those might be, and to find that silence, that singular point of focus, whether it's your breath, whether it's an idea, whether it's stillness, and just sit with it. So the third one, which is something that I've been revisiting lately and had the most powerful impact, and it's my incantations. Some of you, it's affirmations, whatever it is, and I'm telling myself how I want to be, how I want to show up, like it's already happened, because language is powerful. And so I'm back into that, the intensity, like every word you say in your incantations, you say with so much presence and so much purpose that it starts to become you. And then throughout the day, when I'm having these limiting thoughts, I get these like empowering thoughts. They just like kick in because I've trained them in there.
Number 1 is to dance. Play music that inspires you, that motivates you, that uplifts you, that brings out emotion in you, and move your body freely. Move your body in the way it wants to, intuitively just move it with the music. If you can, sing to the music as well. This is so powerful, and don't be so serious about it. Let yourself be loose, let yourself be silly, allow yourself to laugh, allow yourself to express any emotions that come up. Number 2 would be spending time in Mother Nature. Go to the beach or go into the forest. Go somewhere that's away from traffic, away from cars, and really ground yourself in the elements of nature. And number 3 would be to educate yourself. Educate yourself about what is happening in the world right now. Listen to other people's perspectives, not just what you hear on the mainstream media, and use that knowledge that you have to inform other people as well. And don't only study about politics or this pandemic. It's important to study and educate yourself on how to take care of your health, how to boost your immune system. And when you learn that, that gives you strength, that gives you more power and more confidence, and then you can live in a space that's coming less from a place of anxiety and fear. Once you strengthen your body mentally, physically, and spiritually, you will feel stronger, and that will give you power. Therefore, you can make more decisions from a place of love rather than a place of fear in your life.